Let's find some day trades, swing trades, and option trades. Hello, traders. We're 2.5 hours into the session. It is Tuesday, August 25th. We've got the market trying to grind higher. It's extending its gains. Let's start with yesterday's price action. You can see how the market gapped up Monday morning, and it was trying to hold the gains. Opening failed there, got to a new high, pulled back. This is very choppy trading action. You can see how there's no follow through. Couple of nice long green candles and then nothing. Couple of nice long red candles and then nothing. So the rest of the day we were in this super tight trading range. Really nothing going on. It was positive that we were able to hang on to the gains for the day, so the bid was relatively strong. Once you have these opening gaps higher, especially to a new all-time high, there's going to be a bid check process that takes place early in the day because asset managers are not going to be gobbling up shares on a gap higher when the market is already making a new all-time high. This is particularly important when there's not a huge news event that might possibly justify a move like that. So we go sideways for most of the day. The 10P indicator, I'm going to elevate a little bit here so you can kind of see how that came into play. And right in here, you can see it gave a little bit of a buy, but there's nothing there. Right in here, I'll use the crosshair tool. You get a little bit of a sell right in here. But again, there's not a lot of follow through. You get another buy here. And now you get the sense with the price action that there's just not much going to be happening. Right in here, later in the day, you get a little sell signal right about there. Okay, well, there's not a whole lot to really latch onto because we're still in this very tight price compression. So we need price confirmation before we can take action on these signals. We get a drop down in here and there's not much. Now this is an interesting little cross off the low right here, but you can't really do much with it until you have, again, price confirmation. So that's where we get the buy signal. You got a couple of tails above body in here. That's a minor resistance level. Tail, tail, tail. That's a minor resistance level that you'd have to be able to get through. You also have a downward sloping trend line that you can draw like that. So right in this area on that long green bar, that's a pretty decent buy signal right in there. And you can see how the indicator's starting to gain some momentum and the red line is starting to distance itself from the blue line. That's the first decent opportunity you have. That's in the last hour of trading, but the S&P futures did rally from 341.70 to close somewhere around 343. So that was a nice move. That was a 13-point S&P move. You had to wait the whole day for that move, and that was the first decent price action that we had. So today, we've got the market having another gap higher. Then we get this little downward sloping channel right in here with a nice little breakout to the upside, but not much follow through. You get a couple of candles, and then that's it. And then we roll over. So again, you can take a look at the 10P indicator. Early in the day, I was telling everybody, look at this thing spike right out of the gate. You do not want to be rushing in and buying stocks right now because the market's going to be coming in. If you got something super strong, know that you're going to be trading against the market. Be very cautious, set passive targets. That's how we approached it. We did catch some nice trades early. I'm going to show you a short that I took. It worked out really well. Now, once we have this downward sloping trend line that's broken to the upside, along with this 10P cross right in here, and look at where these crosses are happening, okay? You're getting a bearish cross right here near the high of the day. Not here, not here, not here, up here. It is predictive. It is what drives all of our day trading decisions. Down here, you get a cross right here. Well, look at that cross. It doesn't get any better than that right there. Got a couple of tails under body. Okay, look at your cross right here. Right up here. So this is our governor. This tells us when to be long, tells us when to be short. If we're long, it tells us when we should start taking profits on our long positions. If we're short, like in this instance, you start to see this indicator get buried. That's a sign that you should be taking profits on the way down here on your short positions. And you get the cross here, you get the downward sloping trend line that's breached to the upside. Okay, all systems go. Buy those stocks with relative strength. Up in here, okay, getting a little high. Get your cross. All right, we've got this upward sloping trend line that's breached. Now you should be looking for shorts. That's how we've been trading. So we're going to take a look for some swing trades too. You can see that the market on a daily chart though is floating higher, just barely. These daily ranges are super, super tight in here also. Doji, 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 very, very tight compressed intraday ranges. So not a lot going on in terms of market momentum. You can find some stocks that are going to continue to float higher and lead the market higher. Those are decent day trades if they close on their high. If the market closes on its high, you can carry some of those overnight for a swing trade, but I wouldn't be hanging on to them for more than 2 or 3 days. And you know that I do not like a lot of the laggards like the cruise lines. I would avoid some of the brick and mortar retailers. I would avoid. Let's go into heavy buying. It's one of my favorite searches. Early this morning, NIO was on, and I like this one a lot. It was on my list right out of the gate. I bought that. I've made about 70 cents on that on a $16 stock. That's a super nice gain. And you can see how it had this beautiful run early in the day, got through the prior day high, and it's breaking through horizontal resistance at 1575. I believe this stock continues to go. Before I get into today's picks, I should show you what I highlighted yesterday. LOW was my long of the day, and we'll take a look at that. And you can see how yesterday the video came out. Let me get to the beginning of the day. We're right in here with the video. So the stock is trading higher than where the video came out yesterday. It's not a fast mover. It's really kind of a grinder. So that one was nice. NVAX. That was a short that I showed you yesterday. That was a beautiful short. On the daily chart, you can see that drop right there and the break below horizontal support right there. And I had mentioned that. You can also see how the stock has been weak relative to the market, and it broke this major horizontal support. And I believe that 100 was my target that I had outlined in yesterday's video. It certainly blew through that this morning. So that was a really nice short. So let's continue to go back and take a look at NIO. I think this one continues to move higher. We'll be looking at the 5-minute chart on the SPY in the background. I always want to have a chart of the SPY up so that I can look at a stock tick for tick relative to what the market's doing. And right now we can see that we are in a bearish cross. However, the indicator is starting to get pretty deep into this trough, and I would be looking to get long on any kind of bullish cross. You have long tails under body, 1, 2, 3 right in here. So we know that's a nice little support level. We come back down, 1, 2. Got a couple of long tails under body here. Any little dip, any little pullback, I think would be an excellent opportunity to retest that support and to start getting long stocks that have relative strength. NIO has good relative strength. Well, how do you know that, Pete? First of all, I can put up the 1 OSI indicator. This is going to show me how the stock is faring relative to the market. Orange line above 0 equals relative strength. This stock is trying to make a new high for the day. What has the market done in the last half hour? What has the stock done? Market has been down, down, down. Stock has been up, up, up. Relative strength. We know it's breaking out to a new all-time high. Sounds good to me. This one looks like it's going to go. BABA, that's another one I really like. You can see on the daily chart, but it's not strong right now. Daily chart, I love this horizontal breakout right here. Almost a cup and handle formation, but this one needs to be a little bit deeper here to be a true cup and handle. But beautiful breakout through horizontal resistance. Gap higher yesterday. Stock closing near its high of the day. Another gap up early this morning. We've been making money on that in the chat room. And we had a really nice compression right in here. So let me show you a trade that one of my members showed me. I loved it, so I got long, took a 50-cent gain. Could have held on for a dollar gain on that one, but I did not want to press it given that the market was weak. This is the SPY, this gray line right here that I overlaid. So you had this big run up in the stock, and you had a bearish bar right there. It was bearish engulfing pattern, but the bleeding stopped very quickly. Bullish hammer, long tail under body, bullish hammer, long tail under body. See how the stock is just starting to inch higher? Well, what's happened to the market? Down, 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 down. As soon as I saw this pattern, I knew if the market just finds a little bit of support, which it did right here, whoosh, like gasoline on the fire. Buy it, set your target, sell into strength, go to the sidelines, count your money, wait for the next trade. That's how we do it. So we can't expect a lot of movement in the market right now. We can't expect to have sustained directional movement because the trading ranges have been so small. The volume has been so small. So that means that when you get your pop in the stock, don't think that you're going to make $3 or $4 on it. Be happy with 50 cents. Be happy with $1. Those are really nice gains. You just want to keep getting in and getting out and making sure that you don't have a lot of risk exposure. Right now we're getting this little drop right here in the S&P. So that was a little retest. I'd like to see this keep coming down, this 1OP indicator. Maybe by the end of the presentation, we'll have a nice cross and we'll be able to look at a bullish stock. So with the market coming in, let's go right to relative strength 30 search. I do see DE. That looks really good also the last couple days on a daily chart. I'm going to take off that overlay. You can see how that was a nice breakout there, some continuation in it. So that looks pretty good. Click through a couple of others here. JD looked good this morning. Beautiful breakout there through horizontal resistance, getting a little bit stretched. PDD has been one that's been weak, and it's starting to find some support right in here. So we'll see if that can hold, but I don't see anything that I really like there. CRM is going to be added to the Dow. That's been strong horizontal breakout. Earnings after the close, so you got to be careful with this one. Let me show you something pretty cool for those of you who trade earnings. I'm going to go into pre-earnings option tab. All of these companies announce after the close their CRM. I can see what the expected percent move is, 7.48% move expected. Average move is 2.78%. It's only exceeded the expectations 6.67% of the time in the last 12 quarters, the last 3 years. So only 6% of the time has it exceeded this range. If you love selling straddles, strangles, this would be a good stock to do it on. Now, I wouldn't do that given that it's going to be added to the Dow. I think that it's going to have upward bias because of it. You're going to have funds adding just for that reason, like the DIA ETF will have to buy CRM. But you can do the same for a lot of the other stocks that you see here. If you are a premium buyer, you'd want to look for something like this, PSTG, where 40% of the time it has exceeded the expected range. I personally don't trade over earnings announcements, but for those of you who like to, this is a fantastic resource. You can see what the expected move is and what the likelihood of it exceeding those expectations is. So in any event, let's keep going through. We'll take a look at a relative strength 30 search and see what is strong right now relative to the market. You can see market down, down, down. Lulu, very close to a new high of the day. Go into the daily chart. It's been off to the races. That might be one that you want to try and trade to the upside when the market finds support here. That's what we're looking for. Letter Z, double bottom, higher, low, low, double bottom, higher, low. Getting through this resistance point. It looks like it wants to run to me. This stock is probably going to go higher. Now, personally, when I'm day trading these, I don't like stocks that are down. I want to focus on stocks that are through the prior day's high. This one would be up here at 84.75. We're a long way from that, so it would not be my first pick. And a lot of these are down, so I like to look for stocks that have a positive net change. FSLY fits the bill. Let's make sure we're capturing yesterday's high right there. So we're not quite through it. Let's go to the daily chart and see what's going on. You can see that the stock is trying to find support here. Long green candle, couple of inside bars, and it's trying to get through this resistance level. looks like it could go. I like the support level right in here. You can see that support, and that's something that you could lean on around that $73 level. And let's put up the 100-day and the 200-day moving average to see if they lend support here. They don't, because the stock has run up so much. If I had the 100-day moving average coming into this $73 price level, then I think that would set up for a nice bullish put spread. But right now, I'd say probably not. With the market overextended, I'd want something a little bit safer than that. MA. Let's take a look at that. Nice compression. Long green candle, breakout to a new high, decent follow through in here. That looks pretty good. Well, could you sell a bullish put spread on this? Yes, but you'd want to make sure that you stay pretty short term on it. I'm going to click the GTC alert line. I'm going to connect that candle with that candle, and you can see how it comes into play right around that $330 price point. Stock is at 346. Let's take a look at those options, see if there's anything a couple weeks out at that 330 strike that might give us some decent premium. The issue that we have with selling out of the money bullish put spreads right now is that the option implied volatilities have come in so much that we've got to go close to the money to get a decent credit. And one little market whiff could spell disaster for these positions. So tough environment. You can see for me to get down to that 330 strike price right in here, which is where there's support, I would have to take a 25-cent credit, probably can get closer to 35 cents on that. I like to get 50 cents for these. So I would need a little bit of a pullback in the stock. If I could do that for 50 cents, would I? 2 weeks left till expiration, Labor Day in there, quiet trading, probably not a lot going to happen. By the way, I don't see any real speed bumps coming up in the course of the next couple of weeks. The only thing that might possibly cause the market to sell off is profit taking. And if we start seeing some profit taking and the market gets too far ahead of itself, bullish speculators are going to get flushed out. We could have a nasty 50-point S&P drop, maybe even a 100-point S&P drop over a couple of days, but that will be brief and short-lived because the strength has been there. I think that any sell-off like that will be gobbled up pretty quickly. But for credit spreaders, it poses danger because you don't want that to continue, that market drop, and we don't know what type of news might have caused that initial drop either, or if that move would be sustained. So you got to be very, very careful right now. You have to be very selective. So if I could get 50 cents for that spread, yes, I would consider it with only 2 weeks left till expiration. Let's keep looking. Let's see what else we've got. Let's see if I'm going to try and find a trade here. By the way, in the description section of today's video, I'm going to have a link. I've been invited to do a live presentation tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central Time, for a new YouTube channel called Options Brew. You can click that link and then you can watch me do my live market research. I am going to find at least one swing trade for Thursday. So please look for that link in the description section of today's video. I'll remind you tomorrow and you'll be able to watch me live. So let's take a look at FL. Nice horizontal support here. We've got the 100-day moving average coming into play. The stock really doesn't have any momentum. That may be a pretty decent spread, but I don't think we're going to get a lot of premium for it. $27 strike price going 2 weeks out. Got the 27.2650. I'd need a dime for that. It's not even close. Let's take a look at the VXX. I mentioned this yesterday, and you can see, look at option premiums. They have come all the way in. I mean, we were way up here back in March, and look at how low they are right now. That's okay because that means that we are going to be in premium buying mode soon. But the problem with that right now is that the market's really not going anywhere. So we have exposure to time decay. We need that market momentum. We need signs that there is some directional movement, and then we can start looking at some premium. So that doesn't really set up well for us right now either. I'm going to go into Pop Bull and see what we've got there. NIO. All All right, so let's take a look. I like NIO. That's going to be the one that we have to try and find an option trade on. I do like it. I feel that we're very early in the breakout stages here. You can see how we've got that breakout right there at about 1575. That would be one point that we can lean on. I would prefer to get a little bit farther out of the money if I can. So I'm going to come down to this bar here and I'm going to I could draw an upward sloping trend line there. It's going to be pretty shallow. I would prefer to draw a little bit steeper one and come in on this bar and this bar. That takes me to about 1350. I don't know that I'm going to get much credit on it. I wouldn't mind being long the stock right here at $15. That's inside of this horizontal breakout, so that would be our first line of support is at 1575, which is also halfway up this long green candle. So that would be decent. I would expect that support to hold, especially given the good volume right here. So if 1575 fails, that $15 support level, the open from today should provide us with some support. So let's go in and take a look at what we can do here. And we've got the September 11th expiration up, and I'm going to go right to the $15 strike price, and you can see that those options are 74 cents bid. I would love to buy that stock at 74 cents if I could. So in order for me to do this trade, I can sell those puts outright. So if I'm going to do that, then I would be selling the 15 puts with the idea that I'm going to be buying the stock at $15 on assignment. And this is in the course of 2 weeks. To do that trade, I'd have to put up 20% of the strike price, which is roughly $3. And if I'm getting 75 cents for it, that's about a 25% return on that investment over the course of the next 2 weeks only if it expires worthless. That is a pretty good deal as far as I'm concerned. And I wouldn't be buying the stock at $15. I'd actually be buying it down here at $14.25. I like that. I think that's a good trade. That's how I would approach it. If you want to do a spread, you can, but you're going to have to try and sell, and you can. We're going to sell the $15 put. We're going to buy the $14 put, and we're going to do that for at least a 20-cent credit. And you can see off screen, it is 30 cents bid, offered at 36 cents. This is going to represent a really nice return. To make 30 cents, we have to put up 70 cents on that spread, and that's going to represent probably about a 40% return on that trade. So to recap, I'm going to be selling the $15 puts, and those are expiration September 11th. I'm going to be buying the $14 puts, doing it for a credit of 30 cents. I like that spread. What's your stop? The stop on this would be a close below $15 for that spread. But if I were naked selling those $15 puts, when I sell naked puts, I want to buy the stock. So I would take assignment on the naked put rate. If you like the stock like I do, what you would do on assignment is you would wait for the stock to rebound a little bit, and then you would instantly sell an at the money $15 call that might have 2 or 3 weeks until expiration and turn it into a covered call. That way, when you're assigned on the upside, when the stock runs, you have collected the put premium and you have collected the call premium. You are flat the stock, but you've been able to collect all that time premium. That would represent a really nice gain. So those are some stocks I'd be looking at. NIO, I really like. BABA, I really like on the short side. We've got a couple that have come up, and boy, gold looks like it's a pretty good short in here. Our resident gold expert in the chat room, he's bearish gold right here, and he has been bullish gold. So we've been capturing that whole move higher. Nice horizontal support level right there is breached on AUY. Excuse me, this is KGC. KGC. AUY has similar pattern. It's also a gold producer, and these are coming up on my pop bear search. So I think those would actually be nice shorts. Gold looks a little bit weak in here. That's all I've got for you today. Again, make sure you look in the description area of today's video, you'll be able to see a link so that you can connect to the live event tomorrow night, Wednesday. I'm going to be finding a swing trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on your notifications so that you never miss one of these videos. The action's going to pick up in a couple of weeks. I'm trying to give you a few trades here and there, but I don't want to gangbuster say, yes, buy this here, don't buy this. This is a time when you really want to keep your trades to a minimum. Stay in cash as much as possible. These low volume rallies can strip away the gains instantly. And we're going to get into more normal trading in 2 or 3 weeks from now. But right now, yeah, I'm looking like I got mud on my face because I haven't participated on a swing basis in the last 100 points of the S&P rally, but I have been participating in it on a day trading basis. So if you're a swing trader that's got maybe a 2 to 4 week time horizon for your trades, I still think this is a great time to be in cash. Wait for clarity. There's going to be a really good trading opportunity ahead. We've been killing it all year. I don't want to stumble here and be vulnerable to a very quick market pullback. I'm waiting for that market pullback because that's when I'm going to load up and have a much better entry point heading into mid to late September. Thanks so much. Trade well. Hope to see you tomorrow night at that live event. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.